Hi, my name is Pat, and this is my channel, Book Chat with Pat, and I'm glad that you're here. Today I'll be doing my weekly wrap-up for the week ending February 1st. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was something kind of magical and wonderful that happened in response to a video that I made earlier in the week. I had posted a video on my fantasy bookshelf, which I did in response to a sort of tag from my friend Gavin at Genre Books. Gavin had done a video of the books that 10 books that he would love to have on his dream bookshelf if price were no obstacle. And then he tagged a bunch of people. And so I did my version of my fantasy bookshelf. If I could have, any 10 books, these are the books that I would like to have. Well, one of the things that I talked about was this series of books put out by Harper Muse, which are the painted cover editions. And they're just very beautiful books. I have one of the books in this series. I have Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And I said that there were several other classics in this series that I would love to have on my fantasy bookshelf. And one that I mentioned was Little Women, and another that I mentioned was Jane Eyre. And I said, these are not books that I need. I have other editions of these books, but I just think that the painted cover editions are very beautiful. Well, the next day, a painted cover edition of Jane Eyre showed up on my doorstep. Just look at this magnificent book. So this is what happened. I have a dear, dear friend and former colleague, Juliet, and she had been to my home about 2 weeks earlier, and she brought Christmas gifts. And one of the gifts that she gave me was a contemporary novel that I already owned. And so she took it home with her. And so she, unbeknownst to me, she saw my dream bookshelf video and sent off this copy of Jane Eyre with just a little note inside saying that this was Christmas Take 2. So I am so grateful for Juliet's friendship, her ongoing friendship. She's like a part of my family, and she's someone that I love very, very dearly. But this was just an act of extreme generosity and kindness, and she made a little dream come true. And that was, I didn't make that video so that people would send gifts, but it was awfully lovely that this very special gift from this extraordinarily special woman arrived on my doorstep. That was the first special thing that happened this week. In terms of my reading, I have several things that I am continuing to read, things that I've talked about before, and they're all in various states of completion. Let's see. I'm still reading Swann's Way for the Marcel Proust read along. I will finish this book this week, which will be earlier than the group's reading schedule, but I have to finish this because I have to get on to February events. And as I've said, I'm not going to continue with Proust at this time. The group is reading all 6 volumes. I think I will have read enough when I finish Swann's Way. I am continuing my reread of Shelby Van Pelt's Remarkably Bright Creatures, a novel that I really love. We'll be talking about this on February 11th, and I will review the book on the channel after my group has had a chance to meet and to talk about it. I'm continuing to read also SPQR, A History of Ancient Rome by Mary Beard, and this is for Historathon, and I've made some progress this week, but not as much as I would have liked to, and I'm getting a little nervous about that because I want to read this, and I want to read Mary Beard's book Emperor of Rome as well, and there's a whole lot of stuff coming up in February, and I need to complete some of these things. The Pineiro project. We are well into right now our reading of A Crack in the Wall. This is, I think, our 5th novel that we have read of Pineiro in translation, and I think we have 2 to go after this. We have another week to go in our reading and discussion of A Crack in the Wall, and it's just been really interesting to see the progression of Claudia Pineiro as a writer, as we've been looking at her entire body of work. And the Pineiro project just continues to be this really, really wonderful, inspirational group of booktubers and subscribers and commenters. Additionally, I have been reading Oliver Sacks' The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat and Other Clinical Tales. And this is for Gareth at Books, Songs, and Other Magic. This is for his book club, Belief and Behavior. This is a bi-monthly club. And we are reading Oliver Sacks in January and February. So those are the things that I've been reading this week, and they are all in various levels of completion at this point. A lot of other things going on this week also. Later today, I will be participating in the Simak 2025 live stream, which is hosted by my friend Sean D. Standfast, and there are a bunch of other people who are reading all of Simak and have been reading Simak. I think this has been going on for 2 years now, and I'll list everybody in the notes below. But we will be talking later today about the Goblin Reservation, a little book that I just really enjoyed immensely. So we'll be talking about that at 2 o'clock Eastern time today. Additionally, this week, I was a guest of Dave and Gareth, Dave at Book Blather and Gareth at Books, Songs, and Other Magic. I was their guest on their Thursday night live stream, Is This Thing On? And we had just a really wonderful time. It was a great group in the chat. We had a really, really in-depth discussion of the ramifications of AI. And then, true to form, we sort of went off the rails, and we had a lot of fun. There was just a lot of laughter, and it was good for the soul. Additionally, I did a Poetry Thursday episode on poetry for teachers, and I dedicated this to my BookTube teacher friends and my teacher friends in my career and in my family. I did, I guess, 2 tags. I did the fantasy bookshelf tag, which, though Gavin says it's not a tag, we're all tagging people on it, so it's sort of a tag. And I did a tag video on reading accessories. I also did a video on my reading plans for February, in which I detailed all of the reading events that I'm participating in, and that that video posted on Friday. And it's a very ambitious list. Some of these things are things that are going to be continuing on into March, so they're not all February, but it's a lot for a very short month. And then the big unknown, which will be known at 12 o'clock today, 12 o'clock noon on Saturday, February 1st. Is my status in the BookTube prize judging. I volunteered to judge the first round. The announcement video is going up at noontime, where we'll find out what the books are that are going to be considered, both for fiction and for nonfiction. And then immediately following that, you find out whether you're going to be a judge for the first round or not. So my February reading plans may change depending upon whether or not I am a judge in the first round. So that's exciting too, to be finding out about that. So that's what I've been up to this week. I have a lot of things planned for the coming week, which will include, at least another tag and another episode of Poetry Thursday, and I have some good plans for the continuation of my Books I Loved to Teach series as well. So that's it for this wrap up. As always, I thank you for watching. I hope that you're doing well. I'll speak with you again soon. Take care.